didn't see the lesson today, here is just the lesson. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take out your calculator, your note packet, and a writing utensil and go to November 30th assignment from the packet, okay? Okay, it is going to be our Chapter 3 quiz review. So we're just kind of going to go through it step by step. Tomorrow we're taking a quiz. So I just want you to make sure you can explain things and what things are going to be said here and kind of how the quiz is going to work tomorrow. So number 1, 2, and 3 basically says, is this relation a function? So remember, a function means we cannot have any repeated x's. So don't worry about the y's, look at your x's. Is this a function? Yes, because there is no repeated x. Okay. Number 2, is it a function? Yes, because the 1 in the x spot is repeated. That means it is not a function, okay? Because you're just looking at the x. And number 3, this is a big fat no as well, because right here, that represents the ordered pair 2, 3, and also the ordered pair 2, 2. So it is not a function because the 2 in the x spot, anyway, you can see that in the x spot is repeated. So I'm off the screen a little now. So just you would say no because the 2 in the x spot is repeated. Okay, now here's what you should kind of do for these. We're going to write out the 3 ordered pairs, but actually the 5 ordered pairs. This one here is 0, -5. This one here is 1, -3. This one here is 2, -1. This one here is 3, 1. And this one here is 4, -3. Okay, so when it asks for my domains, it's just the x's. Do not, if there's a repeated decimal or repeated x value, you don't need to. So these are my domains. So I'm just going to write these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. My range is the y's. Again, you don't need to repeat a number. So it is -5, -3, -1, 1, and the 3 was already written up there, so we don't need to write that one. And then is it discrete or continuous? Remember, continuous graphs, you don't pick up your pencil. Discrete are a whole bunch of dots. Since this is a whole bunch of dots on a graph, this is discrete. Okay, I'm going to start with discrete and continuous here. See a whole bunch of dots again? This is discrete. If it was a continuous line, doesn't have to be straight, but if it's a line that's squiggly or straight, that's what it means to be continuous. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ordered pairs. So we have -3, 2. We have -1, 0. We have 0, 3. Missed that one. 1, 2, and 3, 0. So remember, my domains are my x values. So my domain is -3, -1, 0, 1, and 3. My y's are my range. So it's 2, 0, 3. This 2 was already stated, so don't need it. And this 0 is already stated, so we only have 3 numbers for the range. Okay, now linear or non-linear? Well, look at number 6. Could I make a straight line? Yes, I could. So it is linear. Why? Because it makes a straight line. Just that easy. This one, now remember, linear or nonlinear is when you're looking for croc for tables. So that goes up 3, and that goes up 3, that goes up 3, that goes up 2. It is nonlinear because it does not have croc. And remember, croc means it's a constant rate of change. If this side would have to be all pluses or minuses by the same number, and this side would have to be all pluses or minuses of the same number. Could be plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, but it can't be adding or subtracting different numbers from your X column to your Y column. Number 8, it is linear because it is in slope intercept form. That's why, because that is in y equals mx plus b form, and we know that's a line. Okay, now we're just going to take your calculators out and we're going to plug it in. So I'm going to put -1 in here. So y equals -1 plus 2, and that gives me a 1. Okay, now I'm going to put a different one. What happens when I put a 0 in here? Y equals 0 plus 2, that gives me 2. So you kind of see how I'm doing that? Okay, now I'm just going to keep going. When x equals 1, and I put it up at the top, I get a 3. And when x equals 2, up at the top, y equals 2 plus 2, which is 4. And then I plot the points. And this is a slope-intercept form, so it should be in a line. So -1, 1 is here. 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. And if it's not in a straight line, you did something wrong. Okay, same thing here. So now, when I put a -2 in, y equals -1/2 times -2, that should give me 1. Y equals -1/2, times 0 is 0. Y equals -1/2 times 2 gives me -1. And y equals -1/2 times 4 gives me -2. Remember, I'm just taking this equation and plugging in my different x's. So I have now the ordered pairs, -2, 1, 0, 0, 2, -1, and 4, -2. So again, if it's not a straight line for these tables, you're doing something wrong. Now finding slope, here's what I would do. I would plot the 2 points. So I'm going to plot 1, 4, make a dot, -6, 2, okay, and I'm going to find the rise over run. So I'm going to go 1, 2, up 2, rising, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to the right 7. So my rise over run, or my slope of n, is 7 over 2. And it should be positive if I were to connect those dots. It is, and you can reference your Mr. Slope guy as well. If you did it as the formula, remember it's y2 minus y1. So that would be 2 minus 4 over x2 minus x1, which is -6 minus 1. And that would give me -2, keep change, over -7. But a negative over a negative equals a positive. Now, can you see what I did wrong? Which one of these is right? It's actually this one. Here, it's an easy mistake. Did I make it on purpose? You betcha, because it's rise over run. This was run over rise. Don't get confused. It's up and down over side to side. So that was actually my mistake. If you make the same mistake, don't do it. See, everybody does it. Okay, and the X and Y intercepts. Here's just what you're going to do. You're going to make a little table. Okay. Okay, and you're going to put a 0 here and a 0 here. The intercepts are just where it crosses the X or the Y axis. So when I put a 0 in for Y in this equation, I get 2X minus 5 times 0 equals 10. So 2X minus 0 equals 10. 2X equals 10. So X equals 5. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to put a 0 in for Y, or X for this one. So 2 times 0 minus 5Y equals 10. 0 minus 5Y equals 10. Negative 5Y equals 10. Divide both sides by negative 5, and Y equals negative 2. Okay, so that's a negative 2. So what does that mean? This is the ordered pair 5, 0. This is the ordered pair 0, negative 2. Those are my two intercepts. So one is 5, 0, and one is 0, negative 2. Okay, so this is my Y-intercept. And this one is my X-intercept because I have a number for X or I have a number for Y, okay? So again, this one here is my Y-intercept. This one here is my X-intercept. Okay, so we just did the entire review. Go back if you feel the need to go back in anything, and then you just have to take the formative today in Schoology, okay? Okay, let me know if you have problems. Tomorrow, make sure you take the quiz by 8 o'clock p.m. Have a great day.